Hey Renter Retires, it's Adam Schroeder here, and today we're going to talk about why your supply of renters aren't going anywhere. Before we get started with today's video, I want to remind everybody, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the notifications bell, stay up to date with all the information we're putting out as we try to make you the best investor you can possibly be. We really appreciate you spending the time to educate yourself as we try to help you along your journey through real estate. And as always, if you have any questions or comments about the video, leave them in the comments below and we will get to it as soon as possible. But today I want to talk about why the supply of renters aren't going anywhere. Because one of the things that I get asked when I talk to investors on the phone is simply, why aren't my tenants just going to buy a home down the road? Are they going to really stay here for long? Are they going to leave and buy a home? And the simple fact is, when you look at what's going on in the world today, in the economy today, it isn't very likely. And let's look at some numbers. If you look at how many homes are actually on the market right now, it is not getting better. We are seeing inventory continue to decline. We are down in December of 2021. They found that the United States has 1.8 months worth of homes on the market. A stable market, not a buyer's, not a seller's market, a stable market is considered 1.8 million homes. We have not seen an increase in single family construction that we need to see to get that inventory up. And we have not seen any significant steps towards increasing that number. We have seen a rise in commercial properties and multifamily, but the single family home, the bread and butter, the staple of the American home buying market, is not increasing. So these renters that we have right now are in a situation where they're obviously a little bit burned from what happened during COVID and what happened in the Great Recession. They have that in their mind to begin with. But then they also have a situation where they don't have a good place to go to buy a home. I had one renter in Memphis who told us, we're not renewing our lease, we're gonna buy a home and move. And then about a month later, they came back to us and said, hey, can we extend our lease? We'll take that rental increase because we couldn't find a house and now we need somewhere to live. And so we did. We gave them the rent increase and they stayed in place. And that is something that is happening across the country. The tenants that we have, as home prices get higher and higher, they're having to save up more and more for a down payment. And that continues to go up. And so they are staying in the renter pool. A lot of them weren't really planning to buy necessarily beforehand and didn't have the emergency fund set up. And that got hit during COVID, while they couldn't work and they're having to live off their savings for a little while, if they had any, or live off of the, stimulus that was being given to us by the federal government. And so really the overall savings, we saw an immediate spike in savings rate whenever the stimulus hit, because obviously people were getting the stimulus money, but it didn't translate into a continued increase in savings. It was a one-time jolt that allowed people to get the money, pay off some debts, put it in savings, whatever they wanted to do, but it hasn't been sustainable. And until we get to the point where we have a sustainable level of savings that increases and we start getting more homes for people to actually buy, our renters are going to stick around with us. So what you need to do as a real estate investor is be encouraging them to stay. You need to be keeping your property up to date, relatively speaking, in nice condition. When I say up to date, I don't mean go renovate your kitchen today, but make sure that, all your repairs are taken care of, the property is in good shape, the property manager is dealing well with them, and your tenant will stay for a very, very long time. And so if you have a cash flowing asset today with a tenant in place, they're not going anywhere. It is a fantastic time to be owning this asset. In worst case, if you're looking to get out of the asset and do a 1031 or something like that, you can sell it to your tenant if you want. They would probably be thrilled to actually have a property that they could afford, or not have to fight with 100 people to get. These markets we're in, they're not the sexiest markets, but they're in demand. They have a high rental demand. The renters can afford the rent, obviously, which is why we're able to do it. And so if you were to do some form of seller financing if you wanted, or just even take it to the MLS if you want, whatever you want to do, they will sell quickly. So you will always have right now a level of buyers of whatever you want, essentially. because there's such little inventory, and that inventory means it's harder to move. I mean, how many people do you know who've personally said we'd love to sell our house, but we don't have anywhere we can move to? That's happening across the country and is keeping people in place. So you're able to increase your rents and keep your tenant. Usually it used to be if you needed to increase your rent, you were going to lose your tenant. They were going to go somewhere else. Well, we're seeing rental pressure all across the country, rising rents in all of these markets that we're in. So our tenants, they could move and go somewhere else, but guess what? They're going to pay the same price as they would pay if they stayed in our property, and our property is nicer than your property. So that's one of the benefits of buying the turnkey property is you are getting the nicest one on the block. So your tenants, not going anywhere. They have nothing to buy, and so you give them a good place to live and they will stick around for a long, long time. I mean, I believe the average stay in the US pre-pandemic was somewhere around 2.7, 2.8 years. We might see people staying in place for a lot longer than that moving forward, just because they're scared of the housing market increase, and they can't afford it, to be quite honest. So I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, please click the like button. Let us know that it's a video you liked, and let other people know it's a video that they should watch. And as always, subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the notifications bell, and don't miss any of these videos we're putting out. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. Don't forget to check us out at renttoretirement.com. That's renttoretirement.com. You can see all of our inventory there. You can schedule a call to talk with one of the investment strategists about your plan moving forward in real estate or otherwise. We're happy to have a consultation with you and see how we can best help you or connect you with whatever real estate professional you need, and however we can best help you. That's renttoretirement.com. Really appreciate you watching today's video. See you on the next one.
Thanks for watching the Rent to Retirement YouTube channel. Check out some of our other videos, like this one, or this one here.